Oh, Frosk. My God. Isn't she done being terrible yet? So, I'm sure if you managed to find my video on this, that you've probably already seen 10 other videos on the topic. But you're here. I thank you for clicking on my little video. But now it's my turn to dish it out. But first, just as an opening, please do not go to her Twitter and yell at her. And I'm not telling anyone to do that. So, Frosk went on an unhinged meltdown over mean words that heavily contributed to destroying an entire company. Bragged like a child that she survived huge layoffs that she was mainly to blame for. But then hilariously got the axe herself shortly thereafter. You know, I covered her and Adam Sessler's more recent meltdowns in a couple of the first videos I ever even made. And I'd hoped that would be the end of it, but nope. Frosk just couldn't realize her awfulness and just go away. So, she has once again decided to play Russian roulette, this time for inexplicably going after Henry Cavill. Well, that's a bold strategy there, Frosk. So let's not waste any more time and just get into this latest meltdown from the Queen of Meltdowns, terrible takes, and destroying companies. So, here's the tweet right here. And no surprise whatsoever, the ratio was absolutely legendary. Henry Cavill said some very questionable things around MeToo and dated a 19-year-old as a 30-plus. Seeing people throw themselves at his feet for The Witcher is weird. The show is whatever at best. So, this is one of the dumbest things I've read so far in the past 24 hours. And Twitter is absolutely full of idiotic tweets. So, that's really saying something. And she's, of course, getting absolutely annihilated in the replies. Oh, there's Nerdrotic right off the bat. Did he destroy an entire company? Because you did. Damn straight. Does she think punching up that high will restart her failed career? Or will she say Gamergate caused it all? Yeah, that's a good question. Haha, there's Az. Imagine fucking a company up so badly it has to close down. Not giving a flying fuck when your work colleagues lose their jobs because of you, then trying to take the moral high ground. You are a literal sociopath. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't think it can be said any better than that. Quarter Black Carrot. Stares motherfuckerly. Gundam! Oh god, it's Frosk again. Yep, that's pretty much how I feel. I've never had genital warts, but I did. I'd rather have a flare-up than see another post of hers. My god, all the big ones are here. Camelot. POV. When an aging woman loses all value, they always attack younger women and the men they lost them to, who now hold all the value. Yep, well said. Nina Infinity. You're concerned that an adult was in a consensual relationship. Also, it may be an alien concept to you, but people like him. Not just for being handsome, but for being a super nice guy that cares about his fans and the IP. He doesn't tell fans to go fuck themselves, unlike you. Oh man. Perfectly said. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's why so many people are rushing to defend Henry Cavill. You know, he's like the nicest guy in the world, at least the nicest guy in Hollywood, and he loves his fans. And I personally love that he's a huge computer nerd. You know, a huge gamer. Maybe if I cancel Henry Cavill for dating a consenting adult, people will forget I tanked an entire network. I thought your time as a lolcow was over, but please keep it up, Frosk. Yeah, that's the perfect description for her. Remember, attention does not equal value. Yup. Oh, I love this one. Children can decide to transition, but 19-year-old adults can't date other adults? Yup, exactly. I see Frosk is taking her forced retirement from G4 really well. So, she was getting absolutely torched. And you would expect a sane person to just give up, take the L, and log off. But this is a special person we're discussing here. And she kept it going, you know, trying to justify her stance. So, getting back to it. So, this was basically all stemming from the news of Henry Cavill leaving his role of Geralt of Rivia in the Witcher series, which he did very graciously. But Frosk used it as an opportunity to do some weird virtue signal about how Henry had some quote-unquote questionable things surrounding MeToo. The comments in question that she's referring to was during some interview or something, I don't know, in some magazine, GQ Australia. I don't know, some shit I don't read. Asked by the publication for his thoughts on the movement, Cavill asserted, stuff has to change, obviously, before briefly pausing and subsequently adding, "But there's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman. I think a woman should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that," he continued. "It's very difficult to do that if there are certain rules in place, because then it's like, well, I don't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called an R-word or something. Now," he posited, "now you really can't pursue someone further than no." It's like, okay, cool. But then there's the, "Oh, why'd you give up?" And it's like, well, because I don't want to go to jail. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with anything he said there. Absolutely nothing. You know, that's just how things used to be when trying to woo the ladies. And he's right. Things have changed, and it's a hell of a lot harder to go about doing so without fear of being labeled some kind of pervert, or even worse. And as a very famous guy, I can imagine it's even more dangerous attempting to do so. You know, I've talked about it before. It reminds me of this article I saw a couple of years ago that showed every time Keanu Reeves would take a photo for a female fan, he would always keep his hand about an inch off their bodies instead of actually making contact when his arm is around them to pose for the photo. As you can see, these photos here. Oh, hand off the body. Even Dolly Parton, hand off the body. Two chicks, not touching either of them. And another. And another. John Wick, ultra badass. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but it's the same exact mindset. Guys just don't want to take the chance. It's that simple. Now, even though I strongly feel he didn't say anything wrong, you know, Henry still did apologize for these comments, which was the absolute worst thing he could have done. You know, this is a prime example of why you never, ever apologize to the insane woke mob, because it will never be enough for them. And as to the part of him dating a 19-year-old when he was 31, well, that's just simply two consenting adults having a perfectly cordial relationship. And quite frankly, it isn't any of your business, Frosk. But the best part is that not only was she getting blowback from everyone, she was also receiving it from her own fans. Yeah, she does have them. I know. Shocker, right? Like this guy, Jake Randall, who she had a pretty long back and forth with. So he was in a consensual adult relationship. Horrifying. Weird way to out yourself, LOL. As someone who is 31, I can't imagine ever dating a teenager. We are in vastly different life stages, so while it may be legal, most of those relationships are pretty icky with power imbalance. To which he replies, "Just FYI, I follow you because I support you. Ugh. I admired your rant, and I think a lot of people totally missed your point." No, buddy, we didn't miss the point at all. We got it loud and clear. The same way I support you, I support a man that was in a loving consensual relationship with another adult. I don't understand the point of your tweet. Yup, I know, pretty basic shit here. And then she comes back again. When a man had a track record of pretty questionable quotes on MeToo and is dating a teenager, that's sus. It doesn't automatically make him a predator or anything, but I find that very questionable behavior. Oh my god. There was absolutely nothing questionable about his quotes. You know, she's just trying to misdirect the intention behind his words in order to justify her terrible takes. So, anyway, you get the idea. Oh, but she wasn't done. Then she felt the need to even pull Gina Carano into the fold, finding herself on the losing end of the very discourse she had sparked. Frost then proceeded to justify her shaming of Cavill on the grounds that he briefly dated former The Mandalorian star Gina Carano. It is big yikes energy, declared Frosk.
So you have chosen death.
Now, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Gina yet, but I watch Drunk 3PO's content, so I've seen full well how incredibly sweet and loving of a person she is, and how much she adores her fans. So going after her unprovoked is just mind-blowing to me. And I would love to see her say that to Gina's face, which we know she'd never do, because she'd probably receive a massive roundhouse kick followed by a flying Superman punch. Seriously though, what on earth did she do to deserve being pulled into this meltdown? Well, I'll tell you, absolutely nothing. Frosk just doesn't like her opinions. So I guess she figured that it would be a good strategy to garner more positive responses from the woke brigade if she did so. It's all good though. She was absolutely thrashed for doing so. Ultimately, unable to truly garner any real support, Frosk concluded her wild swinging with a pathetic attempt to paint her critics as creeps. A lot of dudes out here thinking dating a teenager when you're 33 is totally fine because it's legal. Yeah, it can be fine, but it can also be pretty fucked up pretty fucking quick. A lot of self-reports. All right, I'm done with this. Frosk, do yourself a favor and take a month off of Twitter. You know, as I saw someone say perfectly, just because you're getting attention, it doesn't mean it's good. Maybe go tank another company or something. So, yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. Also, like and share the video, and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. And I'll catch you all later.